What's going on, YouTube? You see the title. We pretty much have a middleweight tournament thing going on right now. All right, so all of the top middleweights are pretty much fighting each other. They're all scheduled for a fight from now all the way up into December. We have Golovkin, Lemieux this weekend coming up on Madison Square Garden on pay-per-view. I did a breakdown for Golovkin, Lemieux, Cotto, and Canelo, and Saunders versus Lee. I haven't done one on Quillin against Jacobs yet because that was just announced this past week. All right. But you can check all those other videos out. If you want to see the full breakdown for each fight, go check those out. I'm going to leave those in the description of this video here. So anyway, we got this fight coming up this weekend. Golovkin's defending his, what is he? It's not the W, is he he's a WBA? So this fight here is the only unification match because Golovkin is the WBA champ and Lemieux is the IBF champ, okay? So these two guys are going to scrap this weekend. And let's start off talking about that fight, okay? I do think Golovkin is going to win. I do like the fight, though, okay? I think Lemieux brings a style that we really haven't seen Golovkin face, okay? I know a lot of people don't think Lemieux has a shot, and I actually honestly think Golovkin is going to win this fight. But what Lemieux brings with his aggressive style, that Mike Tyson style of fighting, where he's just, he gets low under you and he throws bombs, okay? Very, very aggressive fighter, probably the most aggressive fighter that's in the middleweight division right now. Golovkin's aggressive as well, but it's a totally different way of being aggressive. Golovkin is more of a technician, than a Lemieux, okay? I like the style, though, because outside of Lemieux, like if it's, say, I would think I'm talking from a stylistic standpoint. I'm not talking about popularity or who's had more success. But out of the style, out of all of the other people, not including Miguel Cotto, because Miguel Cotto is the legit champ at 160. He shouldn't be, but he is. Outside of all the other fighters that Golovkin haven't faced yet, we're talking Jacobs, Quillin, Lee, Eubank Jr., Saunders, all these other guys that's fighting. All right, out of all of these fighters, I think Lemieux has the best chance of shocking the world because of his punching power and because of his aggressive style. What if he is able to rock Golovkin, hurt him, okay? What if he is able to back Golovkin up? A lot of people question Golovkin when he's, being forced back. Can he still fight on his back foot? Maybe we'll see that in this fight because Lemieux and his style might be the style to be able to do it, because he's so aggressive. He's coming forward. He's looking to hunt you down. So is Golovkin. But what if Lemieux is pushing Golovkin back, okay? What if he is able to hurt him? This is why I think it's a good fight. A lot of people question it's worth pay-per-view or not, I think it's worth it. I'm going to probably order it. I didn't buy tickets yet because I'm kind of looking for someone to go with. But if I don't end up going, I'm going to definitely order the fight. Regardless if I go or not, I'm definitely think this is worth buying a fight, in my opinion, all right? Plus, you got a good, decent undercard. You got Roman Gonzalez on the undercard. So I'm definitely going to make the purchase regardless of what I do. But I like the fight. I personally like the fight. I think Golovkin's going to win in 5 rounds. But up until that point, wherever the fight is going to get stopped, I think it's going to be an action-packed fight. And if it does go past 5 rounds, regardless of who wins this fight, that's a win for me because it's not going to be a boring fight. I've never seen a boring Golovkin fight. All right? Even David Lemieux, his aggressive style, people like that style. He's very aggressive. He's a big puncher. He has a lot of knockouts. It's a good fight, in my opinion. All right? Moving on, Canelo and Cotto, okay? I did a prediction on that. I think Cotto's going to take the win. I think Cotto's boxing skill and his talent overall, I think it's going to be a little too much for Canelo, okay? I think Canelo's more capable of hurting Cotto, but I think overall Cotto is going to win the fight. All right, so that's my pick for that fight. Um, it's not a legit 160 fight. I don't really believe it is, even though Miguel Cotto is the linear champ. Okay, uh, I hope whoever wins this fight actually fights the winner of Golovkin and Lemieux. That's what should happen. Okay, but this is going to be for the WBC middleweight title. I hope Canelo continues to fight at 160, win or lose, because if he can't make 154 anymore, I don't want him to continue fighting at this 155 catchweight thing that's going on right now. But it's a great matchup. I think it's probably the best matchup in boxing right now, or definitely in this division right now. And I can't wait for that fight. I would go to that fight if it was home. Even being that Cotto is my favorite guy. But I got Cotto winning that one by decision, okay? I think it could go either way. But I got Cotto winning this one. I think he's going to be too experienced. Some people like Canelo's youth better. But I got Cotto on that one. Saunders Lee was a very difficult. I mean, they're all pretty much tough picks. All four of these fights are tough picks, and this is why it's somewhat like a middleweight tournament right now. This fight is a tough one because I feel Lee is a seasoned vet. He's always dangerous. He can be beaten. We all can see how he can lose matches, but he's always dangerous. And Saunders, I picked Saunders to win the fight, but I wouldn't be surprised if he get caught with a right hook by Andy Lee at any given point of this fight that knocks him out or stops him or have him in trouble. I think Saunders and his volume and his technique and his speed and his youth, overall boxing ability is going to be more than enough to beat Andy Lee. Okay, round by round, I think Saunders will be winning the majority of the rounds. It's just that Andy Lee is always so dangerous, man. He's always dangerous, no matter what. We saw what happened to Matt Korobov in that fight. Even in that fight with Peter Quillin, where Quillin had him hurt bad early in the fight, almost got him out of here early. You just never know with Andy Lee because he can catch you with a good shot and then turn the tides at any given moment in the fight. All right. So that fight is a very tough fight to call, but I think round by round, I think Saunders is gonna win this fight. And last but not least, we have Peter Quillin against Danny Jacobs. That will be in December. I'm going with Quillin. I think I'm gonna roll with Quillin. I think Quillin is gonna be able to stop him. Jacobs, like I said before, I really like the guy. I really like his story. I just don't think he's as skilled. I think when he wants to, he can use his legs and he can move well and be a little slick. But Peter Quillin and that stalking style of his, I think Peter Quillin has the better experience. I think Danny Jacobs, the best fighter that he's fought up to this point, is the guy that actually knocked him out, Pirog, back in a long time ago. But I think that was probably the best fighter that Danny Jacobs has fought professionally up to this point. And Peter Quillin, you say what you want about him. I mean, I've definitely had my videos where I spoke and didn't speak highly of him. He's fought some pretty good fighters up to this point, compared to Danny Jacobs, and Danny Jacobs' chin is questionable. It's definitely questionable. He has a lot of power too, and he's very capable of hurting Quillin at any given moment. But I think Quillin has the more experience. I believe he's naturally the bigger guy as well. I think Quillin is just a little bit more skilled too, from what I've seen. Okay, Jacobs is usually hunting guys down, walking them down, and stopping these guys and bullying these guys. That won't be the case against Peter Quillin. Okay, But, like I said, you got two big punches in this fight. Anyone can get knocked out at any given moment, all right? But I think Peter Quillin is going to win that fight, all right? So I'm glad that this is happening. Overall, after these 4 fights are done and we going into the new year, 2016, I really hope we get more unification matches, okay? Obviously, whoever wins between Golovkin and Lemieux is going to hold 2 titles. You know, it's time for Quillin and Jacobs to finally face whoever wins that fight, As far as Cotto and Canelo, I'm sure the winner of, everybody's going to be going after whoever wins. It's funny because if Cotto beats Canelo, I can't picture him fighting Golovkin. Like, if Golovkin wins, I can't picture Cotto fighting Golovkin. I think he would give his title up before he fights Golovkin. Blame it on the money, blame it on something. But I just can't picture Miguel Cotto actually stepping in the ring with, I can even say the winner because, Lemieux would be a very tough fight for Cotto as well. But I just can't see. I don't know how long this is going to continue with this Miguel Cotto thing, especially if he wins this fight. I just don't know how long he's going to keep going with this middleweight title. I just have a feeling that if he wins this title and he's forced to fight whoever is the mandatory, whether it's Lemieux or Golovkin or whatever, I just can't picture Miguel Cotto defending his title against one of these bigger top middleweight champions unless, I know they entertained the Andy Lee fight before, so maybe they'll fight one of the weaker champs, but I just can't picture him fighting like a Quillin or a Jacobs, or not saying that he can't win the fight, but it'll be risky. I just can't picture him doing that. As far as Canelo, if Canelo were to win too, still it's kind of tough, A lot of people want to see him fight Golovkin. A lot of people want to see that fight. And if Canelo wins in impressive fashion, people are going to want to demand that fight even more. Whoever wins, whether it's Lemieux or whoever. I'm not really sure what's going on with Saunders and Lee in the WBO. Whoever wins that fight, I'm sure they're going to have some voluntaries. I don't think they're going to be ordered to fight anyone right away. But it's definitely time for Danny Jacobs, if he is to win this fight. It's time for him to step up. I mean, this is a step up now for him, but, this is like his first big fight against a top guy or a former champion, Everybody else has been little baby steps with Danny Jacobs. Quillin's kind of been in the ring with some top fighters. But, that's just how I view it. It's like a silent middleweight tournament going on right now. And we just need to consolidate all this with the belts in every division. The same thing with 154, 160, 147, 140, every single division. We need a unification or undisputed champ in just about every division. All right, but this here, at least we're getting 4 fights of like 8 fighters, and they're all fighting each other. The 4 champions are fighting a top guy, or then you have the WBA regular champ on the line too, and they should be getting a fight with the winner of Golovkin or Lemieux right away too. Depending on who fights between the winner of Cotto and Canelo, all that mess is going on. So we'll see what happens. We might actually get the winner of the Quillin and Jacobs fight to fight the winner of Saunders and Andy Lee. So hopefully we get that. But we'll see what happens. So let me know what you guys think. Those are the picks for those middleweight fights. Okay, be on the lookout. Check the prediction, the actual breakdowns if you want, and make sure you guys hit subscribe. Peace.